Hello, Dr. Greg again with part 4 in our series of videos on exercise and our brains. And what I'm going to talk today about is inflammation and how inflammation plays havoc on our brains as we get older. So what they have discovered and what research has shown is that in older adults, such as us, inflammatory or pro-inflammatory enzymes increase. They just happen to increase. And this results in significant brain cell damage. Now, the parts of the brain that are more susceptible to this is the hippocampus and the basal ganglion. Now, the hippocampus is implicated in dementia and Alzheimer's, and the basal ganglion is implicated in Parkinson's disease, all old age type of problems. And this may actually be linked to inflammatory or pro-inflammatory processes that are going on inside our bodies that negatively affect our brain. Now, this is bad news. We get older, we have more inflammation, our brain gets hurt. But there is good news. A lot of research is showing that aerobic exercise, high intensity aerobic exercise, the kinds I've actually shown you here, actually impact and reduce pro-inflammatory enzymes. So as we get older, if we do high intensity aerobic kinds of exercises, it actually help inflammation reduce, which would help our brains. Now, when I talk about high intensity for older adults, that doesn't mean you're going to run sprints up hills and stuff like that. That means high intensity for you. How to get your cardiovascular system to get pumping harder. And it doesn't necessarily mean you have to do it for long periods of time. The exercise I showed you here was pretty easy. And we're going to go through some exercises at the end of this series, sort of like come up with a plan for you to follow so that you can ensure or actually help your brain get healthier. Now, stronger effects, again, I mentioned about adults having high intensity aerobic exercise has shown to reduce pro-inflammatory enzymes. So the takeaway here is that aerobic exercise, high intensity, and that doesn't mean going for a gentle walk, that's not high intensity enough. Maybe walking up a hill a little bit will actually help, but not for like 5 or 10 minutes, for just a minute or so. That could actually help. But again, we're going to go through some exercises that will be very convenient for you to do. So the takeaway from this video is that high inflammation occurs as we get older, which actually affects our brain and affects the parts of the brain, the hippocampus and the basal ganglion, that are implicated in problems, old age problems like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's and dementia. But you can actually reduce inflammation by aerobic activity that is of the high intensity type, and high intensity for where you are at in your stage of life. That's all I have this week. Look forward to next week and have a great weekend.